Hey there, everybody. Mandy here with AmandaMiddleton.me, and I wanted to come to you in my front yard here while my kids were playing and talk to you about something that had happened to me last week in hopes that it may help you. Um, a couple of weeks ago, almost a couple of weeks ago, I did a video and it got people talking, and some negative, some positive, but it got people talking. If you have not seen it, go back and look at it. It's on my blog at AmandaMiddleton.me. I'll wait. Um, Otherwise, you won't know what I'm talking about. But like I said, some of it was negative, some of it was positive. I know that it comes with the territory, so it doesn't bother me what people say and all that kind of stuff. But the thing that got me was I started thinking about some of the comments that I got. Some of the comments, or some people had labeled me before they really even knew me. They had labeled me, some positive, like I said, some negative. Um, it wasn't so much of what they thought that bothered me. It was just the fact that I really started thinking about labels that we put on each other, labels that we put on ourselves, and some of them we believe, and some of them they totally stick with us for a long time. Um, just say, for instance, whenever I was a kid, or whenever you were a kid, you may have been labeled shy, or you may have been labeled a brat. Or you may have been labeled some of these things. So they can kind of come on over into adulthood, and you still, even though it may have been true back then, you still think that they're true even now. And they may not be. Because we all evolve. We all, with age, we should be getting better and better disciples of Christ and all that kind of stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some labels that I was labeled as a kid that were truthful, and some of them weren't. And as a kid, sometimes believed those bad ones as well, and I shouldn't have, because they weren't true. And some of them went over into adulthood, and I started thinking that I was still that person, or I've always been that person, and I never was that person. As I've gotten older, that I have realized the untrue labels versus the true labels. Um, so I guess I really want to challenge you to think about the labels that you have been labeled. Are they true? Are they not true? Do you believe the ones that are untrue? Do you believe the ones that are true? Which ones do you believe? Um, and I really challenge you to really dig deep. Ask God what He thinks of you, what He labels you, because I promise you, His labels are the best labels ever. And there may be labels that you have that are true, but you need to change them. Change them. I challenge you to change them. There may be labels that you have that are totally true, and you don't need to change them. So don't. They may make you a better person. But, the labels that we had as kids aren't necessarily who we are these days as an adult. And so I challenge you to ask God what your labels are, because they may not line up with what you think of yourself. And most of the time, not most of the time, but sometimes they totally don't. And you may think something of yourself that is totally not true. But regardless the labels that you have been labeled, whether they're negative or positive, take them and think about them. Take them to God and ask Him, is this me? Is this how you see me? And those labels that I was labeled last week, some of them surprised me. Some of them didn't. Some of them were true. Some of them were false. But the ones that stung a little bit, I really had to go to God and say, hey, is this how you see me? Is this who I am? Because I don't want to be that. And if I am, please, please just help me to change my ways, and just humble yourself to God and ask Him what your labels are, because labels can really sting. Labels can really hold people back from from doing what they need to do as a person, um, as as a disciple and a follower of God. If God has called you to do something, you may not be able to do it if you are letting those labels hold you back. So, or at least the bad labels, letting them hold you back. So, I challenge you to go to God, ask him what labels you need to keep, what labels you need to ditch, and ask him to help you ditch the ones that you don't need to have anymore. So, until next time, I'll see you soon. And thanks for tuning in. Again, you can go to my blog at www.amandamiddleton.me. Thanks, guys.